rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. Tammy, roll call, please.
Mr. Reynolds,
Here.
Mr. Phillips,
Here.
Ms. Duffy,
Here.
Ms. Durkin,
Here.
Mr. Swatchgood, Dalton,
Here.
Mr. Throw.
Here.
Okay, thanks, guys. We have a quorum. Jenny just called. She's gonna be a couple minutes late. But thanks, I always worry about the quorum, but we're all here. Thank you, guys. I'd like consideration of minutes for August 19th. You guys received that in your packet. I'm looking for a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Thank you. Are there questions on the minutes? You guys look through that. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Minutes are approved. Audience participation? Okay, seeing none, I will move past that. Old business, we have two items. I'll circle back to the item, oh, there she is. Just in time, we were waiting.
I was holding a baby. Time flies when you're holding a baby.
So we got through all the boring stuff, Jenny. Pledge of Allegiance, call to order. We're talking about old business. We're just getting on to the native garden projects. Just a few updates on that. Brochure, signs, additional gardens. Jenny and I met in October to talk about how to go forward with this. I think the original idea was to do 2 gardens in 2025, maybe 2 more in 2026, kind of chunk it out. But when I talked to Jenny, we kind of wanted to pivot, and we were going to discuss that with you guys and hopefully get a consensus tonight. The way that we wanted to pivot was to kind of focus on 2026. We did a great year. We had a great year last year. We got funding for the gardens. We installed the gardens. The gardens survived. They look great. Got our hands dirty. Got a lot of volunteer hours in. For 2026, maintenance was kind of was it kind of maintenance for you that you kind of wanted to pivot?
I'm worried about, yeah.
We're a little bit worried about maintenance, and then as well, Mitch kind of mentioned sustainability. Making sure our outreach is there. So that is something we kept in mind. So now for 2026, we're hoping to maybe put those gardens on hold, more additional gardens, right?
Well, unless I can get a grant.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, money is there, yeah. We wanted to focus on teaching people how to build and maintain the gardens, as well as doing a brochure that will not only go on our website, because that was the original idea, right? Was to go on the website, to go here on the pamphlets, and also go in the visitor center.
On their website too.
On their website. So I think it's like more marketing and education this year. Maybe Stevens Park, if we can get a grant to do something cool with that. That's kind of where what 2026 looks like for us. I talked to Corinne about printing those brochures, putting them on the website. She was fine with that, so it's not a cost for us. It's just understanding that information, because I know that we had that workshop on monarchs that was really well attended and very informational. We'd like to have that information on the website, but not just a screenshot from his presentation. I think it should be more curated for the website. And maybe we can even ask him to curate our speaker that gave the great presentation on monarch butterflies and why they're important. But how does everyone feel about that?
Good plan.
Do you want to just
I'm in favor.
highlight a few of the slides that he had that are pretty self-explanatory, just look at them and.
I wanted to, but I looked at them and I just didn't think they were I think they'd need a few things that need to be changed. You know what I mean? Instead of just throwing up because there was 20 slides? There was a lot of slides.
There was quite a few when I looked back at it.
I'm like, you can throw anything up you want, but I thought it would be better if someone looked at it and kind of had a little bit, condensed that information. And then I'm like, well, who would be better to do that but he himself? He could maybe, I was gonna ask our presenter if he would maybe help curate something really condensed for a website.
Okay.
But I did ask Corinne about putting something on the website. She's more than happy to help. Yeah, so that's what 2026 looks like. We talked a little bit about the signs. They're gonna stay up through winter because that is not a garden, that is a bird feeder, right?
Right. And it's a winter hover home for pollinators and
Where's that at again?
certain moths and butterflies.
Oh, yeah, all of them are, yeah.
Yeah, they're bird feeders.
Yes, they are.
And they're not uncut garden, it's winter interest.
Right.
That's what-
Learn to like that.
Well, that's what you call it.
That's good.
It's quality habitat.
Yeah, and I guess the one that I had to get that approved with was Brian, and he agreed that the sign should stay up because they are demonstration gardens. So, that's communicated. When do you think the sign should come down? Next spring?
And when they start to look ratty, just
Okay.
leave 'em up. Yeah.
Our funders, our people that funded the gardens will be happy about that. But I think that they're educational signs for the public, so I wanna make sure that people don't see it as just something you didn't cut down. I think it makes sense. All right, any other information, Jen?
Scott Pala is supposed to, as part of the job he's doing over at Augsburg, do a workshop with the members. And, you know, half of them can't walk, so I don't think it's gonna be a real big draw there at Augsburg. But I thought we would invite the general public to it too.
Do you know the date?
We haven't decided yet. He's hunting this week.
What kind of presentation is it gonna be?
He'll explain what he's doing there, how he, what he did with the grass, when he seeded it, why he seeded it, when he did, and just that kind of stuff. How to maintain it over the years.
That's great.
I'm thinking like April. People are, getting antsy to get out, but it's too soon to do anything.
Well, I know that it's just gonna be him and he'll have a little presentation. I think that's great. Some of that stuff is well attended, but also I think would benefit to also be on the website. We need to discuss who is gonna talk about that brochure. Like, does anyone great with brochures?
I can do some Canva work. I'm quite good at Canva, but it's about the limits of my. They have templates. I'm great at following a template.
I think she's really great at doing brochures. I haven't seen any work personally, but
Wow, thanks for the vote of confidence. Doug.
You're better at it than I am.
That was quite the qualifier there.
Yeah, thanks.
So what Jenny and I had discussed, and I think where we kind of like butt heads, is we were talking about a trail.
We don't butt heads.
And we're like, when you talk about the trail, you talk about like parking and water and bathroom stops and where are they gonna eat, And this trail that we have right now is literally a 3-hour stint. I'm like, that's not kid-friendly, that's
Are you
all these-
Gilligan's Island?
Which trail are you talking about?
the trail that we have developed, because we have native gardens here at Town Hall, there's at Hawthorne Park, they're at Yost Elementary, they're at Augsburg Church.
Gotcha.
So, and then we've also kind of thought about doing a trail, and this was never collaborated, but with Friends of the Dunes, like we kind of thought about going out there. But
Yeah, I think that's a no-go.
it's just like, but either way, when I visualize it, it's just an out and back. It's not, I'm like, can we do something round? And then you were like, well, we have to kind of force it. It just didn't make sense. But I think the idea for the brochure is just to locate where these gardens are. And hopefully in all of Duneland, I think is the idea, right? We should do whatever. Yeah.
Well, the town that I got the idea from, the gardens were all over two different townships, so.
You want to do also Valpo and kind of have a big regional thing?
I would start with Chesterton, or we'll just do us for now, because I don't know that they have anything native.
I do think that Burns Harbor has a few things going on, don't they?
I don't know.
We should, yeah, we can do us for now, and if there are any that we hear of, but that's the idea. I can show you the map that I made, and I can show you what she's basing it off of. She's basing it off of, what is it? It's in
Hockey Hills.
Hocking Hills in Ohio. It's a beautiful area.
Hockey Hills. I've been there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Isabel. Jenny, you're up next for the item Clean Communities. We did get approved for this, thank you. We are on the website. We can apply for the silver level in January. I was gonna write them, when I do the annual report, I was gonna ask them, because that just killed two birds with one stone. We need the annual report for town council, but I can also send it to item to see if we're approved for the silver level. We did get approved for the most basic level, which is bronze. But one of, I think there's 12 communities up there now, but there's only 9 when I checked. We got approved before.
3 up here.
Is Chesterton up there?
It's Porter, Maryville, and New Chicago. I didn't
Okay.
even know that was in Indiana, but
Yeah, I really like the program. I'm happy that I live in a community that looks at these programs and wants to be part of these programs. Jenny, the only requirement for this was to be compliant on all of our environmental things for the town, and Michael Berry confirmed that, and Laura Madigan signed off on this, so that was great. We did get approved. We got some cool swag that I showed you guys. I don't think that's been allocated yet, but there's a flag and a sign and some things that can even go on the website, like some stickers and some, I think we have, I'll have to ask Corinne about it, but some car decals, if you guys want them. But Jen, the biggest requirement was, there's an annual meeting you have to attend. It was November 13th, and how did that go? Jenny went.
I learned a few things. So we haven't really included any of the things that we've done so far as projects for the silver level, right?
No.
So our native gardens, of course, will count. Any, let's see, here's some of their ideas. Food waste reduction campaign, drug take back, was a project somebody got through. We already had that at the police station. Passing of local ordinances, I know we've worked on a few. I don't know that they've been, any of our suggestions have been implemented yet. They're also interested in brownfield inventory and prioritizing cleanup of those. We have a brownfield just down the street from us, this way. And I'm wondering how you guys feel about pursuing that.
And didn't we get,
That they talked about that a lot at the NERC meeting too. Kathy Luther said, contact her if we decide that we should look into that. I know we don't have any money to clean it up, but I thought maybe we could do some community outreach about it this year, or just educating the council about it.
Like, I do think that one gets the most attention in all of Dunlin. I will say, there are, I don't wanna say hundreds, but at least dozens of brownfields within Chesterton. That's not the only one.
Right.
That's the big boogeyman that people know about, because there was a brickyard on there, a brick thing. But, there's a lot of gas stations, they're considered brownfields, there's a lot of them. I don't think, in my personal opinion, council needs to know anything more about that particular property, because it is in the middle of our downtown. There's been a lot of studies on it, there's a lot of money going to it. But to bring awareness to the other ones, I think, is kind of where I would like to see, and just to even understand them. But what do you guys think?
Where are they at? Where are the other brownfields at?
Exactly.
Do we have
Do we have
other
any?
brownfields?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
But they're like, I know that there's a couple, I won't name the businesses, but there's, well, I will name, because this is public information, the new parking lot in Chesterton, that was a contaminated portion, and they put a parking lot over it. The new one by the tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
One for
yeah.
the,
Yeah.
for the,
I know.
You know where we were
They're-
picking up trash?
European market, parking lot, basically.
Yeah, so you wouldn't wanna like eat the soil there. I don't know. I don't really know the extent of that. But it's now
Dang it.
remedied because there's a parking lot over it, so you can park your cars on it.
So where are the other places in Porter that are brownfields?
There's
I'm
a,
working on it.
a website that I went to, and I wanna say it's like FEMA. I don't know off the hand. I've
Okay.
looked at it before, but I know that
But
there's.
there are other locations.
And there's plenty of locations in Chesterton too. Chesterton probably has more because they are bigger
Yeah.
land area. But like, I would say like just some businesses that put oil and stuff, like if they're working on
Around
cars.
Pinkerton, maybe, around there, I don't know.
Places like that, yeah,
Yeah.
would be, but it's not, there's not just one of those, like, they're all over the place, like, and they're documented, so I think it would be, like, if you wanna talk about a smaller one that doesn't get as much attention, but I feel like I know
what we can
exactly what's
actually
going on.
see.
And like where it's at.
Well, we've heard a lot about that over the years, but that's the only one that I've ever been aware of. And then what
You didn't even
criteria?
know there was more.
No, and what criteria do they use to determine it's a brownfield? And it's gotta be more than one. And where's that information that they determine, what makes it a brownfield?
I unfortunately am not prepared to answer that question tonight, but I know I have seen that information. It is documented, on a state level.
Gotcha.
We have
Yeah,
to
I'm
know-
looking at the state
We have to
report
know
right
who
now.
owns it too.
How many are there?
There's a lot.
See?
It's 57 pages long.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
Oh, but that's all of the state of
Yeah,
Indiana.
but
That's the state
Still.
of Indiana.
At
But I
what,
think you
30 a
can-
page or more? That's,
You can zero in on or not the town, but on the county as
Yeah,
well.
so like I'm looking at the zip code right now, so you can see there's 3 here. There's only 3 charted in this document, but this is not extensive to all of the ones that exist.
NERC probably has that.
Pepsi had a slide.
yeah, because
And we were a light brown while LaPorte County was dark brown and Lake County
Yeah,
was dark.
all
So that's-
towns, many, I would not all, but I would say many towns deal with this.
Yeah.
So,
And
they're not sorted.
Kathy Luther was kind of about us getting a grant to clean that up, but she said you could get a zero interest loan to clean
And
it
these
up.
are all.
Didn't we
If-
talk about
if-
getting a grant?
Yeah, so these
Yeah,
are
I think
all.
that's the only-
County of Porter, though.
Yeah.
If they, what was I gonna say?
I think Burns Harbor would have more brown areas.
If, does the town of Porter own that brickyard?
we do.
Yeah, okay.
I would rather, to be honest, guys, I would rather not focus on that. I think RDC has the funding for that, and I think that's for that information. If you want, I think if we wanted to give an informational sheet to RDC of what we thought and recommendations, I'd be fine doing that.
Think
But
they
in
have.
terms of like finding grants, it's not a waste of time. I don't think any work is a waste of time, but I think that there are lower hanging fruit, is what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be just beating your head against the wall doing that, whereas like RDC actually has some power and some money and some, and the nice thing is we do have an RDC member on our ESC, so.
That
That's
is,
the goal of getting this information.
that is something that is, the RDC is, you're talking about the brickyard, right? Yeah, that is on the RDC's radar. There's just some questions about what it's gonna take to clean that up and what we can do with it and what's really there.
That's been the question they've had for 10
Yeah,
years.
that's still the question. That's still the
Hasn't
question.
changed.
Have you had quotes on that?
I'll talk to, next week I'll talk to Mike about that. I'll make a point of asking Mike where that's at. Because I know they had some they were looking at it over the summer to find out exactly what's there and what they thought the cleanup might be. I don't know if he's come back with that or not to us. I'll have to double check and see what we have on the notes for that. I apologize. My brain is not recalling that right now.
Would you be interested in a no-interest loan? 'Cause
I think
Certainly.
it depends on how much it's gonna take to clean it up.
Yeah.
If it's 10,000,
Yeah.
probably, but I think if it's 100 million, maybe not.
There's
I'm
an
just-
Economic Recovery Corps fellow that spoke at this meeting, and she's, said she would speak at town hall meetings or whatever to, educate everybody about this. Maybe come to one of your meetings.
Yeah, that would probably be helpful, because I know that is still a pain point. You know that, you've been through before, David. That's-
Always the boat anchor on RDC is the brickyard. It's always been there. Ever since that one council decided they were gonna be in the business of buying contaminated soil. Shouldn't have bought it.
Okay. Anything else? And so you guys will talk if that,
Yeah, I'll give you their contacts information.
Yep.
and-
when's the next meeting for, the the clean community programs, like, do we have, the next meeting's annually, so next
Yeah.
November?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jenny, that was really helpful. That was our only requirement to, really work with IDEM.
To make that meeting?
Well, that and the environmental, requirements, but yeah, it was part of, like, we would have gotten kicked out of the program, supposedly, those were the rules. I don't know if we would have gotten kicked out of the program, but I know those were the rules, so I appreciate you attending that meeting on behalf of ESC, and, I guess we're the clean team, is what we decided that, is what that program calls us, is a clean team.
And if we need any help with coming up with projects, IU Environmental Resilience resource can help us out. They have a map-making resource, help us increase our capacity. That sounds interesting. Webinars and fact sheets, and I think they have a grant specialist that could help us as well. IU.
All for free?
Sounded like it. As long as we belong to the clean communities.
I know that they have one on staff, I just didn't know how available they are to communities. Thank you so much, Jenny. Any other questions on that before we move on to Christmas lights? Okay. Jenny, up again. Do you want to talk about your Christmas lights, or the program that we did last year?
Yeah, I can just reword the notice that I put out last year and send it off to you, so you can get it on your Facebook pages and with We Love Porter and
Yeah.
Chesterton Happenings. Unless you want something all different.
And it worked well last year, it worked good.
And I don't know, I was thinking to start like the Monday after Thanksgiving weekend. A lot of people put their trees up then, and they realize their lights are out. And instead of tossing them in the trash, just bring them down here.
Yeah, it was a good program. We were really excited to fill up those boxes. Peter, just so you know that we did this last year, we just offer an opportunity for residents to bring in their broken Christmas lights for recycling. I will emphasize that this, it's kind of like a copper, I think, in the wire.
Yeah, you treat your copper.
They do offer a very nominal amount, 30 cents or something for, like, I don't know, so many yards of lights. We do not take any money for this. We just give it to the Valpo compost, and they take it and recycle it. So there's no money exchange. It's just another resource for residents. I was not sure how that was going to work last year, and I told
Pleasantly surprised.
Jenny just to have them take it to the dynamic recycling place, and she's like, no, I think that people would really appreciate having it just in town here, and they really did. It worked out really well. Tammy, do I need to get a vote on this if we're gonna move forward with it? Okay.
Yes, please.
So having said that, can I get a motion to approve the Christmas light recycling collection box?
A motion?
I'll second.
Are there any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. I already approved it with Corinne. She was very excited to help us. So, after Thanksgiving?
Right, Monday after.
Monday
we can
after
start.
Thanksgiving.
And then through like January, the first week of January.
Okay.
And
Tammy,
you
you
were
will have,
very helpful in letting me know when the box got full and come get it.
and you will have no problem with everybody rushing over. It's usually Jenny and I think are the people in charge. We get so excited. And we weighed them last year, right?
Yeah, yeah. I can-
We'll
I
know
can
if
keep doing
it,
that,
yeah, we'll see if it's better or worse this
How
year.
much did we collect this year, remember?
How much did we get?
I think it filled my
It's
trunk
like
when I took it to
94
the thing.
94 pounds.
Wow, that's
Wow.
Yes.
that's,
A lot more
yeah.
than that.
It was a good one.
How
People
many
really
pounds?
did.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
People really did appreciate
How many
that.
pounds was it?
94.
94?
Oh, wow.
that seems like a lot of weight for Christmas lights.
Yeah.
It filled my trunk though, I could barely get it in there, I had the back seat and the trunk.
Wow.
And I already made a couple dumps
Oh, wow.
before he did
Yeah.
one.
It was so cold that day, I'll never forget how cold it was that day. I don't know why. It was freezing that day.
And Northwest Indiana Plastic, thank you guys for that. Northwest Indiana Plastic Reduction Business Committee, Subcommittee questions. Jenny, up again.
I went to their last meeting online, and at first they, have to tell us all the latest gloom and doom. And I'll share a little bit of that with you. there will be 5 trillion plastic bags used this year. 5 trillion. And like a ream of 5,000 of them is $12. That's why they use them. They're cheap. And when I was in Canada, I was happy to see that they have banned plastic bags pretty much altogether in Toronto.
Where at?
Canada.
Oh,
Canada has
wow.
banned them. There are some states in this country that have also succeeded, I think 12 of them, in at least getting a bill through to
Oh, that's good.
ban them. We still have a bill from 2016 in Indiana that bans banning of plastic bags. So, she didn't talk too much about talking to businesses. She thinks we need to focus on legislators and legislation. Sending letters, making phone calls.
So right now, we can't do it at like a county level, like that's prohibited.
It sounds like if the bill
I
bans
think-
banning,
If we're banning, then.
But I think individual businesses can make their own choice, like Aldi's.
yes,
doesn't-
yes, that.
Yeah, yeah.
Aldi's does not
can't
use
do
plastic bags, or
Municipal laws.
use them. But I don't have any more information about like helping local restaurants, pool their resources to buy bamboo spoons or anything like that. I thought it might be interesting to try to use reusable silverware at the Hawthorne Center. We could go to a resale shop.
Silverware, just regular silverware?
Yeah,
Okay.
that someone will have to wash it.
Okay.
They had a stainless
Just
steel.
just to start with them and see how it goes. And maybe for Plastic-Free July, we can work with the businesses to see if they'll make some changes just for that month, see how it goes. And
I think,
just bring more awareness. And, we have visitors coming at that time too. Come to the beaches and oh, they're using bamboo spoons here. Mhm. They're not using straws.
were there questions that you wanted to ask the group to discuss? I thought that there might have been questions. That she wanted you to ask 2 questions?
Oh, contact the local businesses and ask them, what is holding you up? What reasons are you reluctant to stop using plastic?
Did you do that one?
No, I haven't.
Do you think it would be helpful?
Well, I think I know the answer, but I would like to talk to them about participating in reducing plastic, even just for a month, just to see how it goes.
The question is, what reasons would help you reduce plastic?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that?
what would
cause you
What
to?
would encourage you to reduce plastic?
Almost like, why aren't you?
Of single-use plastic,
Yeah.
bags, utensils.
I don't, do you want to ask a couple businesses in Porter? I feel like I know the answer is money, but,
Right.
but maybe, maybe they have some other insights?
Yeah, we'll just warn them, we're gonna be coming at you about this. And we're gonna try and find some kind of incentive for you to make some changes. Like we talked about at the last meeting, doing some group ordering to reduce costs. But we didn't talk about that this month.
Will you get back on us on the group ordering?
Okay. I can talk to Ellen. She's kind of running that part of the,
Is there any way that we could like celebrate businesses that actually do, try to be more sustainable? Because if the question is economic, then, trying to encourage more businesses that are environmentally sustainable, that might be something, to offset the costs if you have more customers.
I'm just
After
trying to
being
relate-
green.
I'm trying to relate that question specifically to our Porter businesses. We do have a very small downtown,
Yeah.
and I'm like thinking of like the 5 businesses that I frequent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder what we could do.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on the website maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
That would be free.
Maybe like if they're interested, like a little something to put in their door
Oh,
to say like, you know, they've
Display.
met certain qualifications and then town approves this. This is good. Keep up the good work.
it's actually really good. I think people like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Anything else, you guys?
I like the door idea.
That's some more graphic designing. Sticker. Sorry, Isabel. I know I'm shocked at how much we need Canva.
I got access to the Gold Education. I've got premium benefits for free.
There you go.
Are there any other ideas to encourage, that would encourage a business to try to reduce plastic? Put on the website, display in their window. And group ordering is, if they knew about that, and it was
I'd
cheaper,
like to know more about that too.
yeah, that I think. I'd also like to encourage, I know that the town of Porter does a few things. Well, really just their Christmas party. Like that would be nice to have some understanding of how we could change just stuff that we're doing. So I would also like to, how we can
I'll
encourage.
stay after and wash the dishes.
But I always kind of wonder, like, even though we have one or two, we have, well, not one or two, we have all of our members are really gung ho and very excited to help with that stuff. I always question about the sustainability of that, which I feel like Mitch is always like, well, just because we're gung ho, like, not everyone's gonna stay after and wash those dishes, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it's like even myself, like I trust your ability to clean dishes, but I don't trust everybody's ability to clean dishes efficiently. You know, so and I'm really picky about that. I'm really picky.
That's a fair comment.
And, you know, I think, is it one Wednesday a month that the seniors have a lunch there? Or is it it's every Wednesday?
I can ask,
They do something every Wednesday. They either bring their own or somebody caters it.
Okay. Any of them do dishes?
I don't have a clue. I don't go down there.
what about, Tammy, is the high school, or I guess I should ask the high schooler, do you guys do anything, or is it all plastic? in
So
high
the
school?
silverware at the high school is now all plastic.
Yeah.
The trays the food is served on are reusable. They are washed.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes newspaper, but
all the silverware is plastic.
Yeah, and it is a sanitary thing, I get that, but the other thing is when we listened to Dr. Julie Peller, she talked about some of these diseases, like Alzheimer, and how having, I forgot what the ounce, like 5 ounces of plastic in these people's brains, if you're consuming it.
It's in infant placentas, it's all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm always shocked, and I just want to mention this for anybody listening. It's 2025. You should not have hotness anywhere near your plastic. Do not microwave plastic. It melts down, it breaks down, it gets into your body. That's why I don't think that this is necessarily backed by science, but I think the funny thing to say is that you consume at least a couple of credit cards a year, like plastic credit cards, because you're melting it in the yeah.
I've ever seen.
would add up.
Those plastic cutting boards, you know what I mean? Like, gets in your food, then you eat it, and it just kind of migrates to your brain.
If you're looking for something really depressing to watch this week, in class I'm in IB, so it's like international, right? So part of what we do is like we're looking at case studies of like microplastics and like stuff like that. We just watched this movie, Albatross. Like there are these birds, and it's like this guy's on this island, and he's just like all of this, like there's all these baby birds that like die because they're fed like plastic. Like their parents go and eat, right? And they eat plastic in the ocean and bring it back to feed to their children, and then they're accidentally like killing their kids. And then they all die, and he cuts them open, and like you see all the plastic inside of them. It is very depressing. So, but yeah,
I wonder though, like, just because I know, babies crawl, and that's why babies have a little bit more of that forever chemical in it's found in their urine, because they're crawling and there's like more micro dust and stuff.
Plus like carpet.
Yeah, the carpet has plastic in it, so I wonder if we're not also doing the same thing as the
very
birds.
similar
So
to our,
most of our clothes,
very cynical.
Oh, yeah.
everyone's wearing it, it's everywhere, if you look at anything around you, it's, plastic is in everything. And the single-use plastic and the cheap cost of it is the reason why we have a hard time stopping it. And I don't have a solution, but single-use and the fact that it's so cheap, that's what we have to, that's what we're trying to fight against, all this plastic and the silverware.
There are alternatives, but it's more a matter of scale. A lot of the industries that create alternatives to single-use plastics are like still up and coming, and it takes a lot to get those industries going. And there's not a lot of interest at the
What material is
national.
it besides plastic?
Well, there's different ones that I've seen. There's one like mushroom-based solutions that are like made out of like mycelium, I think. There's a few others that I've seen. I don't know. I'd have to look it up again, but there are alternatives.
Wood would seem like a good solution, but as any of us have eaten off a wood utensil, it's not a pleasant experience for most people, that feeling of eating off of a wood. If you've ever done it before, it doesn't feel smooth, and it doesn't, you'd rather have a stainless steel spoon, right, than anything else. So the wood, I don't think is ever gonna go over unless they coat it with something like plastic, but not plastic. And then we could use it, because I think that's driving everything, the fact that it's cheap and it's disposable. That's what we're fighting with plastic bottles too, the same thing.
And I know that, I don't know, I know that public outreach and awareness is important, but being part of this group, I know that I've reduced my plastic use.
Me
Oh,
too.
at least aware of it.
I'm aware of it now too. I'm like, oh God, I better not do that.
Here,
That's a
take
lot
one
of
and
plastic.
pass it on. Here's some reusable bags for grocery shopping. We have to practice what we preach.
Now, if I could just remember to bring them from my trunk into the store when I go in, that'd be great, because that's where they're
You know what,
sitting.
I will pass this on to other
Sorry.
people, because
Where-
I have plenty of those,
Oh,
everything.
two, there you go.
There you go. Oh.
Ours are full of
Jenny, did those come? I have so many.
one?
I have some in my
I
car
have-
that
I
I
have
need to bring into the store when I go in.
Jenny, did you get those from the,
The last meeting, last month's meeting.
was there another question that she had? You can't remember?
I don't remember it right off the top of my head.
Will you get back to her on our responses, on what Porter's doing? Because our responses were that we were going to try to at least encourage, we were gonna think about a window display. We're not gonna do this in the next meeting, but it's in the back of my head to do for July and promote in July. Because the last two, plastic-free Julys that we had, we've talked about it, we've promoted it here as much as we can, but I would like to take it a step further, and I think that's a really easy thing to do, is just to encourage those that are doing it and to give them some recognition.
I wonder if we could encourage the state park to do something too.
Who?
State park?
Oh, that's a whole thing, yeah. Okay.
I do have one question about things like the site and the windows. Would we need to have some sort of loose standards or guidelines so that it wasn't something semi-objective we could point to that says
Yeah,
this is
so-
what, so that it's not just oh, we like you, so people can't perceive this as being in any way a biased kind of activity, right? That if there's something you have to use a certain thing or so much of something that could be quantified, for want of a better term, just so that people can't accuse us of picking favorites or discriminating against them or whatever like that.
So
You hate to see something like
that's
that
gonna-
become a problem.
I thought of that, but the only thing I thought of was that we should probably talk about it outside the meeting as we can. Yeah, it should be quantified in some way.
Otherwise, there's no reason, I think.
But I think it's a really good conversation to have with some businesses
Yeah.
and understand what they're already doing, and
It
then
could-
get
It could also
back.
be on the honesty policy. It doesn't necessarily have to be proven objectively. We could just say, did you do this? And they say yes, just like the Shirley Hines plaques, just like
Yeah.
the Wild Federation plaque.
I'm not suggesting we all
actually
put
goes a
on
lot.
inspector caps and go walking in the businesses. I just meant more that if we
Surely
have
nice.
some kind of, even guidelines is maybe a better word, something we can point to and say,
Yeah.
this is the kind of thing we're looking for you to do. Do you attest that you are following these guidelines?
Right.
So I'd say
That's probably the better way to put it, Dave, thank you.
I think that this is what I would like to see. I would like to see that the bare minimum, just that horrible styrofoam. It's bad
That
for
would be
your
a
health.
start, yes, that would be a start.
Because that's like the dirtiest one,
Yeah.
and it's the worst for your health.
And what, it never breaks down? It's got a
Yeah.
half-life that makes uranium look like looks like it's short-lived or something like
Do you, I guess in light of these questions, can we get a subcommittee to start that, like, to kind of have a little bit more information for next meeting? Because I really do think that Mitch had a great idea. I think encouraging people that are already doing great things is the way to go. Compliment them the way we want them to see. If we don't know, I don't think any of us owns a restaurant or understands that. Like,
No, I
maybe,
agree.
maybe forming a subcommittee so that we can be ready in July would be a really good idea. I would very much like to be part of that subcommittee. Are there any other volunteers?
I have a question. So me and Isabel's term, how is that?
Can I come
we,
back to
we,
that?
we were just
real
talking
quick?
about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
We do the subcommittee, and then the subcommittee's job would be to take this idea, go ask a couple businesses, get a sticker, things like that. Get the standards.
I'll join that subcommittee.
You'd be a good one, I think that, yeah.
Whenever you're gonna meet, just let me know and I'll come if I can.
Okay. Well, it's me and Mitch and Jen when she can. And, yeah, I think we don't even need to meet, we just need to kind of understand, like, the idea, so we can.
Yeah,
present it.
exactly. Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about it. It'll be on the agenda before July, so that way we can be ready for July. Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you, Mitch. It was a really good discussion. Now let's circle back to Devin. I did want to say that, our board comments, are we ready for board comments, Jenny? Do you have anything else to add?
For board comments?
No, for the North Pasadena Plastic
No, I
Reduction
don't think
Business
so.
Subcommittee? Okay. I thought that was a really fruitful conversation, but thanks, guys. So we're done with that. Board comments, yes, you do have to reapply by January, Devin. Right now, currently, your term is up in January, and when you reapply in January, it goes to next January. We understand that you guys will likely be in college at that point. Council has it on their, not on the agenda, but I guess in the radar to change our ordinance so that, I think one of the main things they wanted to do was to make sure that the student's term ends during the school year and starts during the school year. Because if not, we run into these situations with seniors. I think also, since they're changing the ordinance, they will also look at payment for our commission. I would hope, I've heard that they will be looking at that. And I think more liaisons, I think there was a few things that they wanted to change. If you guys have any other suggestions for the ordinance, please send them to me and I will send them to our council liaison. Did that answer your question, Devin?
Yes. Well, yeah, but that brought up a new question. So if and when the ordinance does change, would we still be good until January of 2027? Or would our term switch out following the ordinance to conclude
Well, cause
when we
like,
go to college?
so basically,
It'd be done in May.
according to the ordinance currently, right, we stop being eligible when we graduate because we are no longer students, and for me personally, I don't live in Porter. So I'm not eligible to sit on a committee in a town I don't live in for a school I'm not in, right?
Yeah.
So like my eligibility will end.
Right.
So that will
Automatically by default.
automatically by default end my eligibility to sit here.
Well, I don't think it matters if you live in Porter or not when you're a student.
It doesn't.
But
But
she's
when
not
I
gonna
You
graduate,
have to be in the Dillman schools.
right?
I
So
see.
when I graduate,
I think for your particular case, yes, I do think it's a good idea to change the ordinance because I think it's middle school. I can't remember the
Yeah,
exact
it's
dates.
middle and high school.
Middle through high school. You guys happen to be amazing seniors. We're so lucky to have you. But I think that there might also be a freshman or even an 8th grader.
Yeah.
that,
And if you guys have any suggestions for your replacement, we'd love to hear about them.
Speaking of replacements, all of our terms are up in January.
Yes.
Please fill out.
The application.
The application is online on the Town of Porter website. Go to news and announcements, and it's there. You can fill it out online, and it automatically goes to Corinne.
Okay.
This was one of the most applied for boards. I think we had like 25 applicants. I always say this. I just know that the board
Yes, it's very coveted. It
Mhm.
is.
isn't it?
Devin, what I suggested to Nicole, or to Isabel was, if you still wanna do it until you graduate, go on there, fill it out, and where it says additional comments, you can put that you graduate in May.
Okay, all right,
And we would really appreciate you guys staying till May.
got it, yeah. Okay.
Okay, did that answer your question or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
And please, if you guys have any other suggestions, I know the payment was,
It's all good.
we'll be listening. End of the year report is also due. I'll have that for you guys next meeting so we can vote on it and make sure it's all okay. I always mess up names and I always forget things. So usually, Peter, we do, this board requires an end of the year report, for our town council. I've written it the last year. We've only been around for 1 year, so I wrote it the last year. I'm happy to write it again as long as everybody, unless anybody wants to write it, you're more than welcome to take.
You're the most qualified.
Well, I just, and I like to do it very detailed, so I want to remind you guys, I want every single bit of work that we do recognized in this report, so if you've done things. Devin, you do have, some data that I need for garbage collection for that report?
Okay, so, yeah, I'll get you data. Can I also help you with that? Because I didn't do it last year and that was kind of my job, so I wanna kind of make up for that kind of a little bit, since I didn't.
Oh, I don't think it was defined as your job. You were the secretary last year?
Yeah.
Well, Isabel's the secretary this year.
We can all help, alright? We can all help. Okay, so,
Yeah, I can, do you want me just to send you the draft?
plus it gets some work off your hands, like, I know you.
I just know that there's, I feel like I can do a lot of I
But if
just
you're
know that there's
meticulous
some
about
data,
it, I know you probably are meticulous about, like, making sure everything's in
which is
order.
why I could use some help. I need your data, and I know that there's some things that you have, okay?
Do you want me to give you just the Earth Day cleanup, or do you want the things that, all of it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a great, as long as you're okay with that, I'd
Yeah, of
love
course,
to
yeah, of
recognize you
course,
for the
yeah,
work that you've
okay.
done. Devin's been cleaning up, all year.
I can tell.
And counting the garbage. And putting it in, I think, in Hawthorne, trash. Have you-
Yeah, I haven't, it's been some time since it started to get cold out, I haven't done it, and it's been months, to be honest, but, yeah, it was a fun little thing to do. Sometimes I did it with my friends, sometimes I did it by myself a lot of the time, but it was fun collecting it, then it became not fun to count it, so I stopped counting it, and then I stopped weighing it, and then it stopped happening, cause it got cold, but it will happen when it gets warm out again, because I'm not
I
doing
was
it in the
very
snow.
much inspired by that. I think it's great exercise. I love
It's
the idea
normal.
of it.
To be outside.
Yeah, and I think it's very quantifiable data that's useful. I did not have the opportunity to do that. I've missed so many.
The beach cleanups were a lot of fun too. There was
We did
5
one for
of them this year,
Interact.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went on 5
Interact
of
led
them this
one
year.
the 12th.
Yep.
We did.
I,
They were-
yeah, that was, all of those are all very inspiring and, but just, sometimes I can't make those, but just to say like, oh, I have a couple hours, I just wanna get out on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Do something good for the community and just get my exercise in as well. But yeah, thank you. Any other comments, board comments?
Actually, I do have one question for Jennifer. You mentioned, or maybe to you, Tara, you mentioned something about maintenance. Was that maintenance of the gardens? What is, I didn't follow what the issue was with that.
It's just, it's weeding and
Weeding.
weeding is the big thing.
If
Okay.
we're going through a severe drought, we water it too, but
Oh, the water.
that was kind of the beauty of native plants is they don't need much watering once they're established.
So
it's
are you needing
Like-
help in the coming year for maintenance? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, like say in May, when it's finally warm enough for the bees to come out of the stems and stuff,
Weed stuff.
chopping it back and,
I find that much like you, I find that I always hate starting it, but once I get going, I find that oddly relaxing to do
Oh,
some
it's all
of
good,
that.
yeah.
Bring a
So-
bucket when you go.
So,
April, May, we'll start weeding it and
if
checking
you,
it, cutting
I don't
back.
know where all this stuff is exactly, so if you want to, if you need help with that, or if you, whoever's working on that, let me know.
Oh, we'll let you know.
And I will, if I, assuming I'm still on the commission, assuming I still on the commission next year, I will come out and look at that. I found
Yeah,
that,
we did a lot of that work this year, and I found it to be really fun. We actually got to know each other pretty well.
Yeah,
Yes.
laid some cardboard down.
I think we are one of the most active commissions outside of meetings.
so, yes.
all right, well,
I know I came
Happy
out
to
late,
have
so I missed a lot of that earlier in the year, but assuming I'm still on the commission next year,
We did a lot.
I will help with, I will happily come out and help with that.
Yeah.
Maybe reluctantly when it starts, but by the time we're done, I'll be like, yeah, let's get these weeds out. Get these out
Well,
of
it's
here."
really nice to see as well.
Yeah.
And it's minimal
Almost tornado.
maintenance. This is not a manicured garden. It's just
Right.
identifying the invasives or
Over at
something.
Augsburg, that's where the most of the weeds are, right? When I was helping you, that
the
seemed to be.
grass invades into.
Yeah, the Augsburg, but over here, it didn't seem to be too bad at Town Hall or at Hawthorne Park,
Okay.
Yeah.
just small areas. so
In the
it doesn't take
library.
long.
Can't forget our library.
And invite friends and family.
Yeah.
I always, David makes fun of me, but I always bring my family, bring the
Yeah.
kids. I encourage you to bring whoever you want. It's always fun, more people to help, and you just kind of chat. It's very, very much community building, and we get a lot of work done.
Okay.
And if it ever does get to be too much for us, I did talk to Ryan Kepke. Anybody know who he is? He's a retired ranger from National Park who has started a lawn and lawn maintenance, yard maintenance side job. And he said, I would be happy to help you guys with, for a fee. Which leads me to something I probably shouldn't mention, but
Mention it.
Kathy Sipple applied for a $225,000 grant with Aspen Institute.
She did?
It's to fund projects that local environmental sustainability commissions are doing, and she would be able to give about $4,000 to each group. Us,
Nice.
When will we
Oh,
find
wow.
out when Kathy's supposed to?
December 5th. She'll know.
A lot of flowers, well, no, that's good. Things are done with flowers, but yeah, but that's good.
And
She
then,
did that, she helped.
can I ask one more question? I think I know the answer, but I want to, so that's part of the reason we are perhaps pulling back a little and doing more gardens is the sustainability of the maintenance? Is that one of the
Yeah.
Well,
concerns?
there's only-
Not for this guy.
Well, I run out of energy, I get tired, and, she gets tired, and there's only so much time you can put into that. and
Right.
So, and a lot of them in the beginning is weeding, but once it's established, some of these won't be as much as they were last
Okay.
year. I think some of it's gonna be easier because they're gonna be established.
Okay.
But it's not, it's just that you have to be careful, we're not always gonna be the people in the CSC, and those gardens are still gonna be there, so I don't want them to look bad in 20 years.
Yeah,
because no
exactly.
one's taking care of them, so.
And I think to add to that, the objective is to plant natives, but those are demonstration gardens.
Yep.
To teach people. And I found it to be a little bit overwhelming to do both at the same time.
To teach in.
Yeah, like we're planning workshops and also installing the gardens.
Yeah.
And
Did a lot last year.
yeah, like I thought that there was a lot of after-hour work. And I'm like,
Yeah, there was.
I'm like, let's just
You guys did a lot.
maintain, and it's a lot of labor, like, I thought that was labor, so we will add to the gardens, but I think it's a really good chance this year is just to kind of step back and do more teaching. We've got 3 great areas, 4 or 5 great areas already, like I'm like counting all the gardens. These are really great teaching tools, like, and we have been teaching, we've been doing workshops, town council has recommended that we do that, we're happy to work with them in their recommendation, and that was also, we kind of agreed on that recommendation. But, I know Mitch had mentioned, he really, that public outreach is kind of like the objective, because these things aren't gonna fight climate change. But, if we get enough people to do it and to understand it, that's really, I think, where the power comes from. So I think is that kind of the shift? That,
Yeah, we're not gonna
We're not gonna put in
We're not gonna put a
5
big
gardens
dent
this
into
year, no.
climate change.
Although we would
but
like to rewild Town Hall. Those two are just, they're demonstrative, you know, so that we can teach people. So we really want to take a step back and.
They are pretty.
They
And
are pretty.
They do attract butterflies and,
Yeah, well, they do more than this pear tree is doing.
Yes,
So it was,
that's the thing, what could we do with the $4,000? How much does it cost to cut down that
that tree.
invasive tree and get rid of that?
I think that's on the park board's agenda.
Maybe they could do it
Wait a
in
minute,
their budget?
the tree?
Okay.
Yeah,
You're talking out of the tree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right here.
The tree's gone.
Oh, is it?
Look out the window.
They already took it down?
they did it in the
you.
fall. They must have done it. I knew it was on
A couple
his.
weeks ago.
Oh,
Did he ever get his community trees that?
yes, he did.
Awesome.
Okay,
He did, and he planted them, and he's exhausted.
I bet.
Um,
I wish he
Good
would,
to hear.
you know, come out and help, or I
yeah,
feel like.
they are just a team of powerhouses.
I said the street department took the tree down.
They
Okay,
did?
Okay.
Hey, look outside, it's gone.
good. It was a Bradford pear.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see it, and it looked really bad in front of our native garden. So that's really good.
And this is a
Um,
good time of year to do it. They say, you know, when it's blooming, you know, you're still gonna have crap flying around.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dormant.
That's really
Get rid of
funny,
it.
Tammy, that none of us noticed.
I know.
Dark, I guess.
She noticed.
I actually did know about it, but I was confused about what you guys were talking about.
I don't go that
I
way.
just, I was,
I don't go that way, I don't come from that. I
we,
didn't see
we
that.
brought it up at Stormwater, I think. We talked about it a bit.
Oh, that's good.
Anything else?
One more thing. I wonder if we would, as a group, support the Indiana Native Plant Society in their effort to change the state flower from a peony to a butterfly weed. They would put our name on their website and,
Yeah.
and if we have any ideas of legislators that we think would be supportive of that, of sponsoring the bill, let
Is
them
that
know that.
something, Tammy, that we would have to vote on? What she just said,
Yeah,
putting our
Probably.
name on.
I would say, yeah.
I would love to vote on that. We will bring that up next meeting. I cannot vote on something that's not on the agenda. I can't vote on it in the comments. I can, but I just don't feel right
I
about it.
just found out about it a couple days ago.
Yeah,
Can I write that for the meeting for next agenda? Okay. We appreciate your quorum, so we can vote on that next agenda. Vote on
That's a
putting
good
our
idea.
name,
On the Indiana Native Plant Society website as a supporter of changing the state flower from peony to butterfly weed.
Yes. That's a great idea. More monarchs.
and I don't think we are opposed to it necessarily. I think that we have to have it on the agenda before we bring it to vote.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Can't we vote to suspend the rules if we so choose? Not that I say we should, but I think we could do that if we wanted.
Well,
But I'm not
kind of
suggesting that we
defeats the
should.
point there.
I'll just put it on, if it's okay, do we have time to put it on
We-
next
we can
month's
do
agenda?
Next meeting, it's no rush.
I don't think they're gonna rush off with anything. They got quite a few names
We
on
can
there.
wait, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I just-
Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah,
In
we
that
have
case,
some
we'll wait. We
Well,
will
like,
not
It's not
vote.
that important, so we have to suspend the rules.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but is there anything else?
I don't got any.
Motion
I
to,
want to share a brochure from Gary Gard about what they're doing with Nippon, trying to encourage them to go from relining the, what do you call those? The blast furnaces to something more environmentally friendly. You know, I think they're just here to take as much iron ore as they can, and then they're gonna split and close that mill for good. If they would modernize it, they could keep it going for
Which mill?
Gary, US Steel.
Oh, yes, yeah, okay.
okay. With that, everyone take a look at that brochure. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I will second.
Okay.